And that is, that address, by the way, is hgraph.com/Hedera/stats. But our last object here, our last item here is very interesting. I'm kind of putting it in the somewhat rumor mill. Now, we do know that there was some talk about Hedera partnering up to potentially put in a bid for TikTok, which was pretty interesting. I think that got a lot of eyeballs when that happened. That was a little while ago, earlier this year. But actually, it looks like Hedera is signaling, and this is a very cryptic tweet that we saw from the Hedera Foundation, signal that maybe something is coming for Hedera around the TikTok range, maybe acting as the back end. Why don't we take a look at this news? And I'm putting this definitely in the interesting, not verified yet category. So just to be 100% clear about that. And so this is what the tweet looked like. They had a little video, had a little thinking face emoji there. Not really sure what that means. We can probably go track that down. In fact, why don't we track that down right now? This is the video they put out. I mean, that tells you next to nothing. That's super interesting. So definitely getting some conversation going. So Inca Trading here says, interesting timing here, HBAR fam. A few hours ago, Hedera Foundation put out a cryptic tweet, and now word has it that China's top trade negotiator just said they've reached a framework agreement on TikTok. Is this a coincidence, or is TikTok, spelled it wrong there, add a little C in there, going to run on Hedera chain after much speculation over the past couple of months? And this is what we're talking about. China's top trade negotiator just said they've reached a framework agreement on TikTok. Now, I want to be clear. It looks to be something to that. Trump administration says it has reached a framework deal to keep TikTok running in the U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said the U.S. and China agreed to a framework to allow TikTok to continue operating in the U.S. after Congress banned it last year. So that part is definitely true, and the fact that Hedera coincidentally also tweeted that little nod to TikTok there is very interesting to me. Some people, now we don't know this for sure, but we do know that Hedera had been involved in partnering with another party to make a bid on TikTok. So there is some precedence for this idea. Whether this means anything or not, I would still put this in the unconfirmed category, but it's certainly interesting. And I would find this very, very interesting if TikTok was operating on Hedera. Certainly it would provide that privacy or that, transparency layer that people want out of TikTok, especially with all the accusations that they're not being transparent and that they're spying on Americans. This would provide a level of transparency that people could see exactly what is going on in the chain, which would make sense why the Trump administration would have some more confidence, or just politicians in general would have more confidence that TikTok was actually on the level. So very interesting news. And, like I said, I want to be clear, a lot of this still unverified, but it definitely looks very promising for Hedera fans. So wanted to bring that out. And otherwise, I'm Frugal BC. I hope you guys are doing really well out there, having a good day. And otherwise, I will see you in the future.